Hey everyone, kya hal chal? Today we are going to dive into a topic which is very sensitive yet very fruitful in terms of a lot of learnings. Yes, we are going to dive into India-Pakistan tensions. अब तुम में से कुछ लोग कहोगे अरे यार एक और आ गया इंडिया पाकिस्तान वॉर को मिल्क करने के लिए. I agree, I am trying to milk it, but in a different way. We would not talk about escalations, we would not talk about wars, we would not talk about the bloodshed which these two countries have been involved into. We will talk about the lessons which we can learn from the conflicts, which is like a perennial river between these two countries. It goes on and on and on and on and never stops, right? You might be wondering that, hey, this is not a news channel, this is a self-help channel. 100 marks for guessing that. That was a really good guess. I am proud of you. Thank you, thank you.
एक काम कर 200 रुपए दे और 50 रुपए काट ओवर एक्टिंग की वजह से.
Okay, so coming back to the point, this channel is obviously about self-help, and that's why we are going to learn some important and valuable lessons from the India-Pakistan tensions, which were there recently, and thankfully that has been subdued thanks to our wonderful, brave armed forces and of course the spirit of people. We are going to talk about all that in this video, so stay tuned and hold your seatbelts tight. It is going to be an eye-opening journey for all of you. So without further ado, let's dive deeper. So the first point is the power of perspectives. See, these two countries, India and Pakistan, they share a lot in common. हमारे यहाँ का कल्चर सेम है, हमारे यहाँ का हेरिटेज सेम है. हम दोनों कभी एक पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पर बिल्कुल एक देश हुआ करते थे, राइट? And that was India alone. But unfortunately, things took place and we separated our ways. That's a different story altogether. But have you noticed that these two countries often fight on issues which from their vantage point, they feel that they are right and the other party feels that that party is right. And that's where conflict occurs. That causes a whole lot of wasted energy, wasted talent, wasted resources, wastage of time, and wastage of a lot of different things which could have been used to cultivate some meaningful things for, if not anybody else, then for the whole humanity. Today, let's understand how we can learn lessons from these kind of things, the power of perspective in our own life. For us, my dear friends, this is huge. This is hugely important to understand. See, most of the times we get involved in different conflicts, different clash of issues, clash of egos, and different point of views which bring together different ideas and we do not agree, and that's where conflict occurs. So in those moments, we think that we are right and the other person thinks that he or she is right. And that causes a lot of wastage in terms of energy, talent, in terms of mindset, peace, and a hell lot of things, right? And the first lesson which we understand is that life is gray. It is not black and white. Life is about conflict, but the point of view also matters. Now, let me give you another example. Imagine you are working in a team, okay? And one of your team members is not able to do justice to his or her work. You being the manager might feel a lot more angry and anguished with that person. तुम्हें ऐसा लगेगा कि यार इसको मैंने हायर ही क्यों किया है, इसे कुछ नहीं आता है, ये काम सही से नहीं कर पा रहा है. But do you know what? Pause for a moment, think about it. ऐसा हो सकता है कि that person is having some financial issues, that person is having some personal problems in his or her life, that person is not that much motivated enough to do work, or it might happen that the person is not able to gain those skill sets which is required for this job. Now, if you think from different POVs, if you think from different vantage points, then a lot of doors open, your thought horizon broadens up. And that's why instead of thinking about any issue from one point of view, you should think from multiple dimensions, multiple angles, and try to go into the root of this. On this channel, we do not talk about superficial things. Your job is to learn because we all are learners, right? You should not involve yourself into petty fights and you should not involve yourself into hate mongering or war mongering. Instead, you should try to learn and squeeze out valuable lessons from anything going around you. And that's exactly where we are there to help you out on Choco Chips. So without further ado, let's dive deeper into point number 2 is the lack of meaningful dialogue. See, the most pathetic tragedy between these two countries has been a lack of clear-cut, fruitful dialogue. Although India as a country has been always responsible and has tried to put things across the table, but most of the times there is a denial, or let's say there is a rigid stance from the other side. And that's where things start breaking. When you do not have a meaningful dialogue, then misunderstandings creep in and things start falling apart. Compare this to your own life. See, in our lives, we have different conflicts with different people, right? And at times, you might have seen that if you do not have a meaningful dialogue with someone, then things might escalate. Imagine a time when you were having a difficult conversation about your career with your parents, or maybe you were having a difficult conversation in a relationship. ऐसे किसी भी मामलों में आपने ये नोटिस किया होगा कि क्या ये बातचीत करना आसान था? आसान बिल्कुल नहीं था. It was difficult, right? But was it necessary? Was it important? Yes, it was. And that's exactly why you did that conversation. So whenever things start falling apart, second reason can be the lack of meaningful dialogues. Whenever in our lives we encounter difficult situations, difficult problems, try to have a dialogue. Try to have smoothened dialogue. Not a dialogue in terms of, let's say, hey, only I will speak and you will listen. See, effective communication is very important, and do you know what is the most crucial part? It is not speaking, it is actually listening. So remember this, have meaningful dialogues around you that would solve most of your problems. So on that note, let's dive into point number 3, the devastating cost of conflict. If you observe the ties between India and Pakistan, you would notice that apart from the lives, of course, lives were very important, they will be very important, and they are sacrificed from both the sides in this tussle, in this war. But apart from the lives, if you observe closely, you would notice कि कितना सारा talent waste हो गया, कितना सारा time गया, कितना ज़्यादा सुख और चैन गया, सब कुछ बर्बाद हुआ, right? आपकी energy तक बर्बाद हुई, आपका peace of mind चला गया. Now, do you think it's a good thing? What is the price you are paying? You are paying a huge price. Compare this with our own lives. Imagine you are having a conflict with one of your relatives. Now in that case, what is the price you are paying? You are paying a huge price. You are paying the price of wasted opportunity, wasted talent, wasted time, wasted energy, and the most important thing which you are wasting is your own happiness and your own peace of mind. Do you think it is justifiable in any which way is possible? See, when there is no option left, जब कोई चारा नहीं बचे, तब तो ऐसे भी आपको लड़ाई करनी ही पड़ेगी. लेकिन जब तक ऑप्शन है, लड़ाई करने से बचो, झगड़ा करने से बचो. हाँ, मैं ज़रूर मानता हूँ कि कभी कभी हमें भी गुस्सा आ जाता है और हम गुस्से में कुछ भी कर जाते हैं. यहीं पे खेल आता है, आप कितने इंटेलिजेंट हो, आप कितना ज़्यादा डिले कर सकते हो उस चीज़ को, ताकि जब तक बिल्कुल नेसेसरी ना हो तब तक आप ना लड़ाई करो. देखो, कभी कभी ना, the most important and the most useful act of self-growth is to walk out of the situation and helping yourself to achieve freedom, to achieve peace of mind, to achieve happiness. So always remember the cost what you are paying of a conflict. The cost is too heavy to fight. So please avoid that and don't indulge yourself into tussles. अरे तुम्हारा जन्म महान काम करने के लिए हुआ है भाई. छोटे छोटे झगड़ों में मत उलझो. सड़क छाप गुंडागर्दी करके कुछ हासिल नहीं होने वाला है. जितने भी लोग एसी रूम्स में बैठकर चिल्ला रहे हैं, युद्ध करो, मार काट डालो सबको, यहाँ आग लगा दो, वहाँ आग लगा दो, उनके बातों को मत सुनो, उनकी बातों को मत मानो. वो सिर्फ सड़क छाप गुंडाई करना जानते हैं. तुम्हें महान बनना है, तुम्हें सड़क छाप गुंडाई करने से बाहर आना होगा. अदरवाइज you will get involved in these things and you would never be able to rise above a common level. That should be your target. Here I would be brutal wherever required. I will be very honest with all of you wherever required. I am not here to please anybody. So yeah, remember this point that hey, what is the cost of the conflict you are paying? And that will open your senses and you will never get into a situation like that. Lesson number 4 is the incredible power of resilience. Dekho, despite of all the wars, all the things which have grown bad over the years between these two countries, आपने एक चीज़ नोटिस की होगी, दोनों साइड, सरहद के दोनों साइड, कि ऐसे लोग ज़रूर हैं जो फिर से उठ खड़े होते हैं, जो फिर से चीज़ों को समेटने लगते हैं, जो फिर से एक आशा की किरण जगाते हैं कि ठीक है, सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा धीरे धीरे, हर समय चीज़ें बर्बाद हुई पड़ी नहीं रहेंगी, right? And we should salute that resilience and adopt it in our own lives. See, life is like an ECG machine ka graph. It will go up, it will go down always, right? Always. It will never be the same every time, right? It's not a constant, it's a moving entity. It will have hiccups, it will have its highs and lows. So you have to understand that whenever you are facing a heartbreak, whenever you are facing a gloom, whenever you are facing demotivated, not very much inspired, at that time, you should have that resilience and you should understand that this will also pass. Let's bounce back. The ability to bounce back again and again makes you the winner, makes you different from the lot of people which are roaming around you here and there without any purpose in their life, right? So remember this always, whenever the times are hard, the toughest people keep going, and whosoever stands till the end is the winner. There is a very simple rule. Even if you stand till the end after so much of punching at your face directly, you are a clear-cut winner. So you should understand the power of resilience. And there is no better way to make you understand this through the conflicts and the tussles going on between India and Pakistan. So remember, the power of resilience is the fourth step in order to have a great and resilient life with happiness all around. Point number 5 is the importance of hope and pursuit of peace. देखो, आपने एक चीज़ नोटिस की होगी कि जब भी ये दोनों कंट्रीज झगड़ते हैं, लड़ते हैं आपस में, मार काट मचाते हैं, तब there are people on both the sides of the border who feel that this should end, who feel that, hey, this is not going good, this is not going in a good direction, there should be peace, there should not be war, they are hopeful about better times, right? And that is perhaps one of the greatest lessons we should learn about the whole humanity and apply it in our day-to-day life. I can understand that at times you might be having low times, at times you might be under the rocks and you might not feel like bouncing back, you might not have that resilience. But you know what? You should keep that hope alive, because that will only make you chase your dreams. Otherwise, see, a person is not dead when the person actually dies biologically. The person is dead long ago if the hope is dead. If you have even one ray of hope, chase that. चाणक्य ने अर्थशास्त्र में लिखा है कि एक राजा को वैसा होना चाहिए कि अगर एक किरण भी दिख रही है आशा की तो उसे चेस करना बनता है, उसके पीछे भागना चाहिए. The next time whenever you face any kind of depressing moment in your life, next time when you face a kind of turmoil in your life, remember this always, that war is never a solution. You might feel at times कि अगर तुम्हारे साथ किसी ने बुरा किया है तो तुम उसके पूरे परिवार को ख़त्म कर दोगे. सभी को लगता है, मुझे भी लगता है कभी कभी, राइट? लेकिन जब उस पर और ज़्यादा विचार करोगे, when you think over it, you would realize that will not make you happy, that will not make you peaceful, that will in fact create a seed of revenge which will continue till generations. So understand this. You should be hopeful about good times. You should chase peace and not war. I agree, there is a saying that to achieve peace, you should go through the passage of war. That is in a different context. Do not intermix things into one another just for your own benefit, right? So this was the 5th point and the most important point. Keep it noted, apply it in your day-to-day life. इस वीडियो से तुमने क्या क्या सीखा? Write in the comment section. See, whatever I told you, these are not just lessons for international relations. These are life lessons. If you dig deeper, observe carefully, you would realize that these are so valuable that you would be awestruck. You would say, wow, it is so revealing, it is so eye-opening, right? So write in the comment section that which of these lessons you are going to apply in your day-to-day life and what changes these bring in your day-to-day life. That would help us craft better videos for all of you. That would help us realize that we are creating some value in your life. And I should not say this, you should always do this. If you have liked this video, hit that like button, because YouTube understands that this video is good and it sends to millions of people if you do that, right? And also, if you have loved this video, of course you should subscribe to this channel, otherwise you would be missing out on this kind of amazing content in the chaotic world of internet. And on the last note, share this with your friends, family, colleagues, whosoever, because if you do not share good things, then good things fade away. And when good things fade away, you only get crap to watch. So it is very important that you take one step ahead, you take that initiative, and this video might have made you realize that the most amazing lessons of your life you would get from places like these, where you do not expect to find any fruitful lesson. On that high note, you were watching Choco Chips. Stay thirsty, be great. See you on the other side of the screen. Signing off.